What's good, family? I was thinking about something, man. I was thinking about the woman's perceived value. The woman's perceived value. Perception is reality. You see, as a man thinks about a woman to that specific dude, that woman is that thing to that particular man. For example, one man could look at a woman and say, "Oh, she cute, I smashed her." Like, in other words, how he look at dealings with women is his reality. So if he looks at his dealings with women as from a desperation perspective or from an abundance perspective, this will determine how he deals with the woman. And women, being the good parasites that they are, can sniff a man's desperation. So when you look at this is why I say the most important 6 inches in a man is between his left ear and his right ear. Because you can have the big muscles, big wiener, big car, big money, big promotion, promotion on the job, big, just a status and all that stuff. We see high status, high income, big height. You can be a tall dude. But what's important is your soul, your spirit, who you are on the inside. And so after you hit the gym, you get these muscles, or after you get your passport, go overseas, or after you increase your money and whatever it is you use to attract a female, that's the outside stuff. So now this woman is in front of your face and dealing with you. Now, how you deal with her is going to determine the power angles. A woman says, "Oh, you got muscles," but it's simps with muscles. It's simps with a whole bunch of money. It's simps with big wieners. It's simps with big height. It's simps who have a position and presidents and king. So the most important thing is about how you perceive this woman. How you perceive yourself, thus, how you gonna deal with the woman. If you perceive her as valuable and stuff, perception is reality, brothers. That's basically what I'm saying is, I was thinking about, also how the difference between Western women and these foreign women is that the foreign women, I think like this. Most women have this dual mating strategy, man, where they're going to, the whole phase don't go away, is basically what I'm saying. And so I was thinking about, you got dudes who have more of an abundance mentality. They're like, well, they can have that more so because either number one, they here in America and they have a whole bunch of, they tall, or they, one of those, he's tall or he's good looking or he's this or he's that, whatever triggers her attractiveness level to this specific dude. The 80-20 rule, these are the top 20 dudes, percent guys, and that these women go for. So those specific dudes have an abundance mentality. So, or you have in number two, you have a guy who's an average regular dude in another country because you have an abundance of very good looking in-shape chicks who have a mentality that they more so marriage centered and family centered. So they pushing relationships on men and he's average, whatever, I don't care, So it's like those two things, the society gonna hook you up or genetics have hooked you up or your money hooks you up. My point is that an average Asian or, African dude in his own country have more of an abundance mentality than a lot of men in America because of their system is set up way better for men. And women are programmed to be more pursuing of relationships and marriage. Whereas the American woman, she don't want no relationship. She want a relationship with your money, but she want the main relationship she married to is in here streets right here. She married to these streets, and she takes a break. It's like you driving on you got to take a pit stop. She take a pit stop, like you on a road, driving on a highway from state to state. And you know where you go to those trucker stops, you know what I mean? It's always in the woods, somewhere like near the woods, And you go there, the rest stop. You had a long trip, a long road. You got I'm kind of musty. Maybe you've been on there for hours. We go here, freshen up, relieve myself in the bathroom, go get some refreshments, some cookies and some granola bars or something like that. And afterwards, let me get back here on these here streets so I can get to my destination. See, that's like the woman. She ain't really, it's like in America. Now, I want to say this. I'm covering a few different things, but let's go. The woman, in general, her nature is pretty much the same. So female nature is not really to be linked in with one dude. It's for her to chase multiple Ds in multiple experiences and multiple Ds at one time. She wants the ultimate kid in the candy store experience. Whereas in another country, women are not socialized to be ultra sluts. But in America, they are. In America, women are not socialized to be wives. But in other countries, not all of them, of course, it's like 190 some countries. So you got, let's say, but not westernized countries in general, they want to be wives. And this makes the foreign woman better for the man so far, because they pursuing and their intent is that they want to get married, right? So, that's they family oriented. They mother and aunties is pressuring them. You need to find a man. You need to find a man. Even if it's an average, Filipino dude or average, African dude, the average and low income, they still pursuing them for marriages and for relationships. So their social conditioning benefits the Western man. You see what I mean? Because a lot of men in America, we don't really like hookup culture. Those of us who, don't really have a whole bunch of chicks running after you, you kind of just want a chick, stick with her, and things work out. You keep getting a consistent supply of sex, right? And the whole overvaluing of females is come from a perspective of lack. See, your average Brazilian dude, the average African, the average Asian, Filipino dude is not tripping on women like that. And those women look good. Why they ain't tripping? Because they're in an environment where number one, the women pursue them for relationships. Number two, the women are way better looking in general, averagely. They got a bunch of good looking women to choose from, even the average dude. I ain't saying all dudes is like this, but they got a whole lot to choose from. And the chicks is pursuing them for relationships. And the majority of women look good in these foreign countries. Whereas in America, women is not pursuing men for relationships. They pursue certain type of men, like the top 20, and they keep getting ran through by the top 20%. So it's like, and they're not even socialized here in America to want marriage. And like I said, with the example, marriage is like a pit stop for these women. They're on the road, they're on the streets, they're on the highway, right? They're having fun, getting ran through by different dudes and women. And like marriage is like, oh shoot, I can't compete with the fresh 18-year-old that just turned 18, now I'm 28. My biological time clock is ticking. In other words, she got to go to the restroom. You're on a pit stop on a highway, right? You got to go to the trucker stop zone and relieve yourself. Well, she's like, well, shoot, she got an urge. Her urge is that, she getting near 30 and she don't want to be continuously competing with these fresh 18-year-olds. So she's like, yo, let me find a sucker. Let me find a simp. Let me find a sex-deprived simp with a decent income, American sex-deprived simp with a decent income who has a desperate mentality and will hold on to me and cling onto me like Velcro. You know what I mean? These dudes be like Velcro. American men has decent income, higher income than the majority of men in the world, but they have such low standards when it comes to women, and it's crazy. And the women are so low value, but they have the highest standards when it comes, so far as what they want from a man. They don't got high standards so far as what they bring to a man. Virginity and dedication and domestic skills. Man, these women are pretty much the most least valuable when it comes to that. They bring the least but expect the most. So perception is reality, man. So these women really don't, when I say the trucker pit stop, you on the highway, you up here looking for a place to relieve yourself. That's how the woman is. She looking for a place to relieve herself. She looking for a place to, all right, I got this itch, I got this urge, I got a bathroom, I got this itch, I got this urge, I gotta find a sucker, a simp, a sex-deprived simp. And so what the whole black man and men in general going overseas, marriage-minded men and relationship-minded men going overseas to find actual feminine women who are also more so marriage-minded. Nobody's perfect, You got 304s here, you got them abroad. But in general, you got way more to choose from. So why would a man stay here in America? So in America, I think you want, other than say the Chads and the Pookies, the dudes the players or the bikers or the thugs, whatever top 20%, of dudes that the women consider top 20%. Those dudes gonna have an abundance mentality because they have access to abundance of women. So, but majority of men ain't those dudes. Majority of men just pretty much, average looking or whatever. They want an average, cool looking chick. And they want to, if you marriage minded and relationship minded dudes, most dudes ain't with crap loads of options is what I'm saying. And guess what? Even broke regular dudes in other countries can be players. Because it's the situation, bro. So what I'm saying is, as an average American dude, who these women know that they dissing and know that they have them in the friend zone. I'm not being nobody's freaking friend. I don't need no woman friend. What am I gonna gain from this? I ain't never been a woman's friend. I got a friend of mine who has a sister, and I don't even like being around her. I ain't your friend. You gonna serve my purposes, or you not really relevant. I'm not no woman's friend, bro. I'm not coming over fixing this, and I do that for my mama and maybe my grandma. But maybe some certain members of my family, female friend. All right, whatever. But when it comes to a regular woman, you're not getting. Now you can pay me, and I can do some yard work or something like that. Yeah, but I'm not gonna just be lingering. I'm not gonna give my physical strength, utility, and intelligence and expertise and stuff over to some female. You understand me? And you getting this for free. Nah, you got to pay. But that whole thing of just being in the presence of a female and the whole being, I had the opportunity to sit around. I don't want to sit around no female. Why do I want to sit around some broad? It drain my energy, get attention from me, what I'm getting out of this, giving you my attention. And if some goes, or if you need me to, lift a heavy object or fix something or fix the microwave, you ain't getting this for free. You ain't getting this for free. Men just, but anyways, a lot of men just be happy being in the presence of some female. A lot of men are sex deprived and femininity deprived here. America's trash, bro. The definition and physical manifestation of trash, relationships and women. So, but yeah, she taking a break from being on the 304 roller coaster carousel. But the reality is that her taste in men really don't change. Her situation changed. She can't compete with the fresh year 18-year-olds. Now she trying to stop the bleeding, so to speak. You know what I mean? You know what? I got to find now. Let me find a sex deprived, dedicated, decent income earning sucker, simp. A nice guy. where she been getting ran through by hundreds of dudes, man. These chicks know who the decent dudes is. Oh, they ain't like, well, where are the good men at? And so the whole men going overseas and finding a marriage-minded wife, that's a threat to these women because that takes away they simp retirement protection plan, bro. These women do all this, be out here in these here streets, knowing that as it stands and as it has been, men can, they can always later on, put on cover up her tattooed titties, and, put on a dress and wear modest clothing. And all of a sudden, it's a bunch of sex deprived, femininity deprived, socialized to be simp men out here that will wife them up, forgive them all of their sins, and start cashing her out and paying her bills and be so glad to have this used up, ran through woman. And these women have they've eaten off of these suckers and simps because America promotes men to be desperate and run after women, and you know what I mean? So it's a perfect, she has an abundance mentality, whereas the men, the suckers and lames, they have a desperation mentality. And so just something I was thinking about, man. Just thinking about multiple things, the difference in it's a cultural thing, man. The whole cultural desperation thing factor. A lot of these men, they just, I'm not cool. I don't like being around women like that. If she's not serving my purposes, look, man, this is the whole thing also when you think about overvaluing women. When you really look at it, these foreign women make it a better match for most men because they understand primarily what their purpose is. I ain't saying it perfect. Sexual release, cooking, cleaning, domestic house, keep the place chilled, and look good. Look good. Sexual release, keep the crib peaceful and stuff. Sample. Whereas, that's the foreign women. Whereas the American woman, look at that as slavery. Slavery, to cook you a meal. What? Cook you a meal? Like, they're like... You see what I mean? Like, these women ain't built for being wives. So, but in a man's, if he perceive, I was thinking about something. When I was younger and just growing up and stuff, I had a abundance mentality. See, as a man thinks in his mind, so is he. And I used to think, because I had chicks growing up and stuff, I wasn't like a, super nerd or stuff. I do like video games and cartoons and stuff. But I ain't no nerd, like, socially awkward, what people would look at as like a nerd. Hi, how are you? I pretty much had a decent level of charisma and decent look. So I always had women, some simp woman. I like simp female. I love simp female. But I like them because they serve my purposes. But there ain't nothing wrong with a simp female. That's her natural order and position. But perception. Okay, so I had a perception of more so abundance because I was able to get women easier. Get females when I was younger. I had dry spells here and there, but in general, I always had some woman, that liked me, and I didn't have to pursue her. So I didn't have a mentality, and I always wanted more, As a young man, hormones is, I got her, but I want more. So I ran out here in these streets to get more and stuff like that. But, because, why have one, But that's how, Now, so I had a mentality of abundance, but I didn't understand women like that, like I do now in my 40s, Now I understand women, and I have an abundance mentality, and I still look decent and stuff. And so it's like, now that I understand women, see, I had a perspective of, I'm not going to take no crap from women, and the masculinity factor was there, but understanding female nature factor was not there. And not just wanting to have no one woman and telling me what to do. That was still in me, just being a man, not the most masculine man and stuff, but just, I'm a man, I'm going to be respected. And that was in me. Had one chick threaten that, well, some other man was trying to, one of her other male friends. I said, look, you go be with him. I told her, you go be with him. I'm done. And then, a couple days, women, even back then, was trying to do their manipulation tactics. You know what I mean? Trying to, my 20s and stuff. I don't care. So women always trying to do the sales pitch, man. It's all about, like I said, man, it's all about perception. So if you perceive this woman to be all that valuable like that, and that you can't live without her, she can sniff that. And when I told you earlier about the most important 6 inches in a man is that a man has is between his left ear and his right ear. So yeah, you got the money, you can have the muscles and all the stuff that attracts the female. But what's really in you is really what's gonna keep her or keep you in a power position with her, or you gonna be under her. You over her or you under her, predicated upon your mind state. So, see, a woman can get, you got millions of dollars. Okay, now she come humble, so she got in the door. But now that she's in the door, how you interact with her is going to determine, okay, he's just a bitch simp dude with money. He's a sucker. Okay. And then she played a game. Okay, I'm going to stay with this dude 3.5 years. And then strip him of half his stuff. He's just a sucker that look tough and look alpha and look masculine. But on the interiors, on the innards, this guy's a bitch. And she, whether he's tall or big muscles or famous, what's important is what's between his left ear and his right ear, man. That's why I say money don't equal game. Game is understanding about these women and discipline in dealing with these women. Those two factors is what I call game. Game is not, I can say some smooth stuff to talk the hoe out of her panties. All right, after you done talked her out of her panties, now maybe say some smooth stuff. Maybe she liked you anyways because of your looks. But now, if she try to take away the sex from you and try to do the mental manipulation game, are you going to run after? See, women be playing these mental manipulation tactics to break your will, break your spirit, your mind, who you are. And so that's what determines what a man is. Not how big his wiener is, not how much money he got, not how tall he is, not how big his muscles are. I mean, all those things are cool and those will help you obtain chicks, but really, it's the inner work that's the most important, man. Who you are, man. Who you are, man. Who you are and I am, man. That's the most important. Because the reality is, what if she leaves? What if your money gone? What if your health deteriorates? What if you lose your job? You got a nice position on a job. Who are you? Who are you? Who you are is determined by what's between your left ear and your right ear. And so once she starts dealing with you and finds out who you are and who I am, this is going to determine the power dynamic. You see? So how you perceive this woman is very important. I look at women now, in my early 40s, I'm like, I understand women, therefore I can't really look at them as that important. Now I understand, like before, I was more masculine and I ain't gonna take no crap and all that, just being a regular dude. But now that I understand women, plus I already have I ain't taking no crap from women mentality, and basically a masculine mentality and an abundance mentality. And now I understand what women are, what they're really made of. And I understand that more now because look at social media. They show you who the heck they are. You ain't taking me to no cheesecake factory. You got fat, dry-lipped women with shower caps on their head talking about what a man, some big whale talking black chick, talking about dry lips talking about what a man need to bring to the table. She just showed up like she literally just woke up. I was talking to my mom about that. The chick came out of the house looking like she just woke up, with a shower cap on, going to the store. Why? No competition, no worries, whole bunch of simps, low energy. Why bring anything to the table when, you don't got to. And that's how they feel. And I understand that dynamic. Why would she bring anything to the table? Why would she bring cooking skills and femininity and being in shape? Why would she bring this? It's not required when you're in America. So the whole passport bros thing where women see that as a threat because men's like, you know what? They see also, men going their own way and just being celibate, or men doing, which I don't, celibacy for a period of time, yes, but I like women. Most of us want women. And I think that separating for women is if you could do it for the rest of your monk mode, hey man, that's powerful. But most of us want women, man. We biologically programmed to want the opposite gender. It just is what it is, and there's zero wrong with that. The problem with the situation is the culture we live in, the Western culture. The problem is that it punishes male natural desire for sex. It punishes us. You know what I mean? And even if you are a dude who at the top level, I get 20, top 20%, get all the chicks. Well, you also get punished because you will be in child support court. And then you look at the other dude, the Marvel comic dude, I always forget his name, who got caught up. The black dude had a white girlfriend, and he's top 20%, right? Maybe top 1%. Well, maybe 3%. But he got caught up what? By the system. But he's alpha. He famous, money, alpha, all that. The system. You see, the problem is the system. So now I look at women, I understand them, and that's why I don't value them that much. Now that I understand women and what they really are, not just Western women, what women are supposed to be, period. Women is supposed to be somebody to help you in your life, relieve your stresses, and just be a helper. She's a servant. She's just a freaking servant. And so it's kind of like a war. Once you sit back and look at this, it's like a war. In dealing with women, it's like her war strategy is to get you to perceive her as with a whole lot of value. And women are good, their main weapon they have is their sexuality. And so it's like if she can get you to perceive her as more value in where you like, you can't get rid of her. Like you need her. You know what I mean? What's the word? But basically, make it like you can't. If your life would be incomplete without her. She doing the sales pitch, man. But really, if you sit back and get out your emotions, maybe she do some sexual stuff. That's why a lot of women. I've never been to Philippines, but they say a lot of women in Philippines be more. This is more so with foreign women because they're competitive. Now Brazil, I've heard that they a woman to try to get with you and be trying to have sex with you all the time and clutter your time because they know that they have to compete. You see what I mean? So this is the way women are supposed to be. They're supposed to be all in your grill and basically handcuffing you and cock blocking, other women from getting near you because she got to compete. And so the best way so it's kind of the reverse. Like, a woman here in America, a dude be get her and try to handcuff her and keep all the dudes away. Heisman stiff arm, and that's kind of the reverse is what a foreign woman do. Why? Because that she got to compete. And she once a man get a whiff that, hey, I got value here. Y'all had to put up with you only. I could have her too. She want to, keep the dude more focused. Don't look at her. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. So that's how a woman's supposed to be. Pick me. And so the whole thing is indispensable. That's the word. She want the man to look at her, and she is selling to the man, women with common sense, and understand she is competing with other women if she's in her right mind, she's trying to sell to the man her indispensability, right? Whereas the women in America, they just show up. Now, for the dudes that she actually like, she be simping and trying to show him how indispensable she is and all that. But that's for the top. Women in America have super huge egos, man. You know what I mean? But they real proud. So that's the war. That's the battle. She trying to show and sell the man how indispensable that she is and how much he need her life. His life would not be complete without her. Yeah, I heard this chick in my past wanted to try to do that. She was a manipulative, try to do that sales pitch bullcrap. I told her, go ahead. Go with the other dude. A few days passed by. Hi, I just wanted to see how you doing. And, yeah, all right, whatever. What happened to the other dude? What happened? So it's all about, see, that's what I say between the left ear and the mind and who you are, your essence, it is what it is. And she can see you a punk, or she can say, oh man, this dude, I better hold on to him. You know what I mean? And if you is more of a masculine man, a masculine woman, which is a lot of American women, especially in the black community, they don't really want to deal with masculine men because you got demands. I heard one video, maybe two of them, was talking about, I was watching, no, actually, yeah, I watched one video that had a bunch of different women talking about this, what I'm about to say now. What I am saying is that they were talking about how that they hate when men know their true value. They hate it when men find out their true value. You know what I mean? They call them sassy and all that. See, a man find his value. I hate when a man know what his value is. See what I mean? So, you see what I'm saying? That's what women want, a dude who don't know their value, right? So that they can control this dude. And then keep running the okie doke game. She trying to sell her indispensability and keep your attention focused on her. That's all it is. And so you as a man, we have to understand her actual value. When I sit back and I'm now like, dang, I did have abundance mentality, but now I actually understand women. Like, dang, your job is to cook, clean, give me sexual release, and obey what I tell you to do. And I don't want to have no value, I don't want to overvalue any female. You know what I mean? I want her to stay in her proper place. She becomes more valuable the more she serves. That's me as a demanding, quote, quote, demand. You're demanding. Yeah, I'm demanding. You going to demand, or you're going to be demanded of. And I make, when I deal with a woman, I make the doggone rules and stuff. You to follow. But you can only really do that if she's the one that's pursuing you in the first place. If you pursuing her, you can't really make no rules. Because she be like, well, nigga, you pursued me. Why? Because now that's the war of value. That's the war of perceptive value. So that's why you don't want to be pursuing no woman. Let her come to you. Some women like it. Some don't. So what? SW. So that's something I was thinking about, perceived value. And it's like the more I understand about women, the less I like them. It's like I still love them, but unless I like their characteristic. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, all right, I'm not going to give you more importance. You're a servant. Relieve my stresses, obey me, or leave. That's what it is. And it's like the war is this with us as men is not, we got to have a self-discipline. Like I said, game is what? Self-discipline and wisdom in dealing with females. You can have a wisdom, all right, this is female nature, I understand. But what's the discipline is, all right, when she threatens to leave, what you gonna do? If she threatens to keep her male friends, what you gonna do? If she threatens that she gonna keep contacting, answering DMs on Instagram, what you gonna do? So women be trying to lay out their contract, talking about, and see what's in you. You know what I mean? It might be just for a test, but if she, it all come down to your discipline in dealing with females and wisdom about female nature. So the more, it's a war. It's a war dealing with women sometimes, man. It ain't like, we don't live in no patriarchal construct, but even then you gonna still have women still try to, all right, let me see. Women be sitting back, let me see how I can maneuver this dude. And it's like, you got to be on guard dealing with women, man. But when it comes to American women, you got, especially black women, you got to be sharp, you got to be crisp when it comes to this knowledge. Because you all, and the black American woman is like always like a a war. It ain't like you get a breather, you know what I mean? With the BA dub, you at war at all times. You know what I mean? With the BAW, man, you gotta just always perceive and presume that you have war. You gotta be. That's why, hey man, whew. That's what I know to be the truth. So that's what made that. You know, that kind of made me more sharp mentally and crisp. You're like, okay, you know, you were one of these manipulative Jezebels, and I ain't saying, you know, I'm saying in the past I have dealt with a couple of these Jezebel chicks. It's always some kind of war, you know, because a lot of Black American women don't have no respect for Black men. You know what I mean? They just don't. You know what I mean? In general. So, but that's just something I was thinking about. So that perceptive, overvalued, you know, how you perceive this woman is the most important thing, man. If you perceive her as, oh God, I can't live without her, then guess what, man? You're not going to be disciplined in dealing with her. That's hard, man. That's hard, especially when you have the dynamic of sexual depravity here in America, where an average regular dude generally don't even get an average female. And if you do, a lot of men have this desperation mentality, kind of like you playing a video game and you like on your last health on a health bar. You're like, oh shoot, you know, I gotta find some more health. And then now you start running into enemies on the video game. You're like, oh shoot, let me, you know, you try to survive. You're in survival mode a lot of times. You know, that's how the whole desperation fact. You're desperate to find health. You know what I mean? That's how or kind of like you playing a fighting video game, boxing or MMA. And you like, oh shoot, I'm in the matrix. I'm in the zone. My energy and stuff is low. But my enemy is swinging at me. I gotta dodge this punch, dodge that punch. But I'm out of energy, and that's how it be with American men, desperate and on survival mode. And so they might have the knowledge about women, but it's like, what about being disciplined with women? That is what it really. And this knowledge is applied. This is game equaling wisdom plus discipline. This is international. This is men, how we should deal with women, period. But yeah, we gotta have the mentality of not overvaluing women for what they really are. Helpers and, you know, somebody to relieve stresses, man. That's basically it. She look good, but don't have what they call one-itis. Don't have one-itis. And that's easier said than done, especially if you're in an environment of desperation. You know what I mean? Walking around, I'm about to get knocked out. You know, like you play a boxing game, you're about to get knocked out. Oh, I got to survive. You're in survival mode. So men got to do whatever they got to do in order to get out of survival mode, whether it be fasting, whether it be hitting a gym, whether it be, you know, reading or meditation and or some kind of combination thereof. You know, because America, it's like the goal is to keep men in a sexually aroused state of being. And the goal is to keep men in a sexually aroused state of being. But then at the same time, it's not easy for most men, other than, you know, top percentage of men, to get women and relieve themselves sexually that easy. You got dudes that can just walk in somewhere because they tall or good looking or whatever, nice car, whatever variable, and they can get a woman real easy. So they got abundance of options. You see what I mean? Most dudes ain't like that. So but the sexual, them stirring up the sexual appetite happens to all of us. You go to the store, some chick with yoga pants on, tight clothes, titties hanging, cleavage low. You know what I mean? You're like, whoa. Like I walked in the store the other day, I was like, oh, dang, I wasn't even thinking about sex. I was thinking about some iced tea. Next thing you know, boobies. And she dressed provocatively. Now, poof, thinking about sex. See, that's what I'm saying. So America is about keeping men in a sexually aroused state of being, but not providing an avenue for men to relieve themselves sexually easily. So, for example, the average man, he get married. Why? Because he has sex regularly for the most part. But now, women ain't even trying to stay married. And even if he do get married, that ain't even guarantee that ain't even no guarantee that he gonna get and keep getting sex. So what he signed up for, he ain't even gonna get guaranteed to get it. What if she, oh, I'm tired. Oh, he's like, damn, I got married for this. And so now, so like, it's like, dang. But some other dude that she actually like and get moist for, boom, boom, boom. She don't even want him going nowhere. She want to have sex with this dude all the time. She want to drain all the, his energy, so to speak. Drink or take all the liquid out of it. And, these are the women. So it's, and then they, and I don't agree with, prostitution, but they make it prostitution illegal. So it's like they make it, they push sex down your throat. Look at the tight yoga pants. Look at these women walking around with tight yoga panties on. Me and one of my sons walking down the street, and this woman bent over with some tight yoga panties, big old butt. Like, you were doing this on purpose. You know what I mean? And, so I was like, they really promote sex, but only a certain percentage of dudes can get sex easily like that. And then the ones who want a wife find it difficult to acquire one in a country full of whores who ain't even marriage-minded. God. And then if they do marry the chick, there ain't no guarantee they gonna get consistent sex. Because, and then they can't even relieve themselves sexually through prostitution because prostitution is illegal, except in certain states. Y'all see the okie doke, bro. You see what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know why they really promote sex like that. I don't understand the reason. I don't know, man, what the reason behind this is. But yeah, there's definitely the over-sexualization of the culture. Well, I guess when I sit back and look at it, over-sexualization with feminism, aka whoredom, it's all the same. Now that I sit and look at it, yeah, it's promoting fatherlessness. It's promoting the breakup of the family. So this is why they promote it. So I kind of answered my own question. They want the families to be broke up, so they over-sexualize and give feminism to the women with zero repercussions, zero judgments. And when they do get married, they give the women incentives to break the marriages up and go jump on other dudes' wieners and get big, big money for doing so. So I answered my own question because follow the money. They want over-sexualization of women so they can get broke up relationships, broke up families. Then they can get child support. The government can get child support payments so they can send all your money, collect child support from you, collect, divorce settlements, percentages of that, community property, get a percentage of that, get a percentage of the child support, and they make billions upon billions of dollars. And some of that money, they send it over to Ukraine. And the other part of that money, they send it to the immigrants, illegal immigrants. They give them, $9,000 and, food stamps and, Section 8, all paid for by child support payments and alimony and destroyed marriages. So when you look at it, it's it's in this government's best interest to keep over-sexualizing women and funding the destruction of families and funding women when they decide to leave marriages. Therefore, kind of forcing the women to be whores. So now I'm sitting back and look at it, I was like, why? This is why they want to keep women over-sexualized. So then men, because they sex deprived and they so sexually aroused by looking at these naked women out here with tight clothes, they like, well, I want to relieve myself. Then the porn industry is increased, right? Chronic masturbation. But then also you got men continuously and stupidly believing that they getting legally married. And for why they want to relieve themselves. But if they really, it's a bad cycle. It's an evil cycle. Like if they actually wanted families to work, they being the government and the people in power. Here's a side note. If they actually wanted this to work, they would take away the incentives for it not to work. They would punish women for leaving families. They would make it difficult to leave marriages. They wouldn't reward them with 50% of everything that a man's ever earned, bro. If they was really wanting to keep families together, but you could clearly see by their actions that they don't care about family and they want to keep this dysfunctional machine continuously churning out more broken families. So anyways, I think social media is a blessing to see the real nature of women. Because women will divorce this dude, collect money. Divorce the next dude, collect money. It's like they serial relationship. America provides. When you sit back and look at this stuff, America provides the women the opportunity to be ultra whores, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they can do anything they want to do in America. And I mean quite literally. So I just don't think that in general relationships can really work here in America in general because of all of these factors, man. But anyway, that was my side note. Well, it's a war to make sure that this woman is not that important in your mind, because that's what really matters, is what's in your mind, how you perceive her. And as I understand women more, I'm like, man, she's just a woman. And you need to treat her as just a woman. She look good, just a woman. Booty, titties, bleed once a month, lips. She's good looking though, don't get me wrong, good looking, but I love the way the woman's body is sculpted when they in shape. Yeah, I love all that. But keep that self-discipline. Hey, it's just a woman. Booty, titty, just a piece of meat. Now, we love them, but it's all about discipline, man. It's all about discipline, man, and knowledge about these, bro. Anyways, that's all. I don't want to drag this on too much longer. But that's what it's about, man. Perceived reality. Perception is reality. You perceive this woman as important and indispensable. She gonna sense that you desperate to hold on to her, and she gonna lose attraction for you. And so, it's a war. I ain't saying it's easy, especially if you on a dry spell, or if she actually is doing what you want her to do. You're like, dang, it's a cool chick. She easy to deal with? Dang. But she's supposed to be easy to deal with. So that's just something I was thinking about, man. I think I pretty much covered everything. But yeah, that's why, specific to foreign women versus local, foreign women are more socialized and socially pressured to be wifed up and to be wives. And so they, because of that kind of desperation or motivation or competition, they have to compete for even regular dudes in their society, which is a plus for you. It's a plus for those dudes locally and for the foreigners. And so women in America, they don't like to compete. They don't really know how to compete. They know how to blame and shame shame men for going overseas wanting a feminine woman. But they're already doing it. But they don't want to compete with that because they can't compete with that. And that frustrates a lot of American women. Anyways, that's my thoughts. Hopefully, brothers found this video empowering. Much respect to you. If you want to support the channel, go ahead and you do so in the link in the description. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.